Once the angel, Sanvoy, stole Lilith's child with Semanglof, the angel she had spent the night with. Lilith was now alone in her cave, and although she wasn't sad, she did feel the loneliness. She did start to feel this accumulation of solitude. In her own words, "There is a sound of loneliness, a sound like when the waves lap up on the shore, and the sun slips away. I was not unhappy in the next period on the banks of the sea, but in states of solitude, the mind conceives of strange ideas. I don't know when the idea came to me to return to Eden, but the idea to return to the garden formed in my head. I only know that once I was there, I thought of the voyage every day. Why not see where Earthman's voyage of naming things had taken him? To what point had he gotten naming things? Why not go back and see the lushness of those lands and taste those remarkable fruits again? I knew at this point that I had the ability to go anywhere. Unattached, I was a being lighter than air. Off I went, retracing my route of escape. And when I reached the walls of paradise, I stopped, rested on top of the wall of the enclosed paradise, and I started to look in. I knew of her presence the moment I noticed the expression on Earthman's face. He had the look of contentment, which is the typical expression, the direct result of having an intimate companion. I realized Earthman had found his bottom. She walked behind him, but did not follow. As she stared at the trees and the sky, this air of innocence surrounded her. Her complacency and voluptuousness could be mistaken for beauty. Earthman passed beneath me without even sensing my presence or looking up in my direction. He was totally unaware of my presence. But she looked up at me, and when she did, I gave her a sign to stay silent and not say anything. And she did. She nodded at me and kept on her way. I did not look to see how they spent the night. I remained on the wall. I met my replacement the next day on the shores of the river Pishon. It was Paradise's widest river. She was laying in the sun, dangling her feet in the water. The woman had lifted her hair, exposing her neck, and had all her curls dangling down in front of her face. Her expression was one of total pleasure, so I approached her without the intent to disturb. I sat beside her and also put my legs in the water. And then I asked her, "Are you separate?" But she did not turn to me or divert her attention from the sunlight. Since she had not yet opened her eyes, my form was not known to her at the time. At the time, in the garden, all the animals could speak, and if you ask me, they were more articulate than Earthman himself. And then finally she says, "Separate from what?" Lazily, she responded. And so I asked her, "Separate from Adam. Do you know the story?" Adam was all alone. He was going about the garden giving everything names. And when he saw that all the animals were paired in two and had a companion, he felt incomplete because everyone else had a partner and a companion.